Let me quickly recap. We have created a article list where we can list all the articles. We can create a new article with a new article link here, and then we can add the article content as like this, and fourth article body, and then we can have delete button or edit to update the article and delete the article. Namaste and hello guys. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can quickly get started with Rails, which is a very popular web framework in developer community. And as per the Stack Overflow Survey 2022, it is also one of the top 2 high paying web framework. Ruby on Rails has been started by David Heinemeier Handsome, or we also call him DHH, in the year 2004. And you can see the last release happened just 12 days ago in 13th March. This framework is written in Ruby and it is also an open source project where you can find the source code in the GitHub. Here you can see. Now let's go back to our Rails getting started guide. So this guide is the Ruby on Rails official guide, and I highly recommend this guide if you are starting new to Rails. So let's quickly read through it. Here you can see it has the definition of Rails, and there are few major guiding principles like don't repeat yourself and convention over configuration. Let's quickly create our Rails project. Before that, we need to install two prerequisites, which are Ruby and then SQLite. To install Ruby in your machine, you can go to ruby-lang.org and then install through various methods available here. Now let me check what is my Ruby version. Here you can see my Ruby version is 3.1.1, and let me check my SQLite version. Here you can see I have a SQLite version as 3.31. And now if this is your first time to Rails, then you need to install gem install Rails. However, I have probably my Rails installed as 7.0.4.3. Now let's quickly go through the application creation. Here you can see it says create the blog application. For that I have to run this command. Let me copy it, and instead of blog, let me give it name as Dhanu blog. When I run this command, you can see the Rails command has started creating some files, and it is also performing something called as bundle install, which is to install the prerequisite packages. Here you can see it is fetching some gem metadata from rubygems.org. So basically a gem is a package in Ruby. Now it is creating some of the other binaries required to run the application. Here you can see our bundle has been complete, and now if I do ls, I can see a folder with name Dhanu blog. Due to the nature of this video, we will not go into the explanation of each and everything in this video. Now let's directly go to our Dhanu blog folder, and here if I see ls, I can see lot of files and folder, and if I do git status, and I have lot of files and folders in my untracked files. Now let me just add all these files and folder and then commit as git commit -m Rails new skeleton. Okay, and now I have done with Rails new skeleton. Now this table explains everything about the files and folders created by the Rails new command. You can go through them. Now let's quickly run the server. We need to do bin rails and then server, or bin rails just as. After running the command, you can see we have a Rails server running at the port 3000. Now let me click this URL, and here you can see we have a Rails 7.0.4.3. Now let's say hello from Rails. For that, we need to add a route for slash articles. Let me copy this, and now I need to open this folder, and let me open this project in VS Code, and here we are. So let me just open this route file and then copy this line. Here we are creating the path for the articles, and also I can find this path as a Rails route, and let me grep article, and here you can see I can find those article through the command Rails route. And now let's quickly create a controller, copy and paste. Here you can see I have been Rails generate, or I can just use Rails generate controller articles and then index and skip route. Okay. Before that, let me check what are the files I have. I just have only one file modified. Okay. And now let me run this line, and here you can see this line has magically generated many files, out of which there is one file called as articles controller, and then there are few view files, there is a test file, and then some helper file. Now let's try to view the slash article route. Let me go here, and then here let me perform articles, and here we can see we have the slash articles. As I said earlier, in this video, we will not go through the explanation. So we will just quickly follow all these things. And here we have hello Rails in articles index.html.erb. Now let's copy this and then put in index.html.erb. And instead of this, let me paste this hello Rails. And now if I go to the same route, you can see hello Rails are there. Let's proceed to the next section, setting the application home page. Now, what is the home page? So, you can see when I enter this server URL, this is called as the home page. And right now, it is showing me this logo and other thing. In the application homepage, I want to show hello Rails. How can we do this, right? So, for that, we just need to add in the route as this new route, and this should be at the top and here. And now after doing this, if I reload this, then you can see my home page has been updated. Now let's proceed to the creating the model. This command will generate a model article with the title as a string and body as text is member. Let me go to the command prompt and run this command. And here you can see this line created something called as migration file and then model file and other test unit. Let's quickly go through those files. Article.rb. So this had nothing, and then there is something called as migration file, which is here. And here you can see this migration file has a instruction to create a table for the database with the two field as title as type string and body as type text, and there are timestamp. Okay, and now let's proceed. We need to perform the migration like this: Rails db migrate. Let me run this command, Rails db migrate, and here you can see it performed the migration, and what it does is it creates something called as schema. Here it created the DB schema. It is auto generated file. And here you can see string, then text, date a time field are created for these things. Now let's interact with the database. And our database is SQLite 3 right now, but we will not directly interact with the database. Rails provide a mechanism through which we can also interact with the database. Now just run the command rails console or rails C or rails console, and now you are inside the console, and here you can perform any valid Ruby statement. Like in this line we are creating an object of article with the title hello rails and body I am on rails. Let me run this command. Our article object is this, but this object is not saved in the database. To save the object in the database, we need to invoke the save method. Article dot save, okay, and then run. You can clearly see the SQL statement here. Insert into articles and then title body created at updated at values and then question mark, and then title as hello rails, body as I am on rails, created at this is added by the rails, and this one as well. And then finally when the transaction is successful it is true. And now if I do article and dot find and then first, I can get my first article. I can also get this through article dot first method, and we can have all the article as article dot all. Also we can do count as article dot count to count all the articles. So after interacting with the database, let's go and show these all articles. To do that, we need to capture all the article in an object like here. Let's proceed to article controller, and in the index method, we need to paste it. So this basically, as we have seen in the Rails console, article.all will provide all the articles, and I am storing those into @articles. Here @ is important. And now let me update the index.html file with this code. So index.html file, and instead of hello rails, let me paste here. Here the HTML code is simple. In the h1 tag we have just article, and then below that we have list, and this article object is coming from this article object, and we are performing each and then capturing the single article, and in the li element we are showing that article title. Now let's reload this page, and here you can see we have all the list of articles. Let me quickly create another article, and hello Dhanu sir, and I am on rails, or Dhanu sir is on rails, okay. And now if just save it, and now if I do article dot all, then it shows me two object, and here now if I reload it, I can see hello rails and hello Dhanu sir. Now we have seen the listing of all the articles. Now let's go through the CRUD operations, that is create, read, update, delete operations. Let's proceed with showing the single article. For that we need to create two routes in the routes.rb file, and here, and let me add these two lines. And now if I check Rails routes grep article, we can see we have these two routes created. Now to show the single article, we need to have a show method in articles controller, and let's go to article controller, and here in the show method we are trying to find a article based on the params from the URL, and then storing that object in the @article object. And now we need to create the respective show.html.erb file with the following content to show the single article. Let's go to the view, and here show.html.erb and then paste. And here now if I go to this and try to perform articles and then one, you can see the content of the first article. Also, let's update .index.html as link to those article. Copy and index.html.erb and then paste. And here you can see we have just added the anchor tag with the slash articles and then article ID. If you go here, okay, you can see the name and then those links. If I click on here, then it shows the content of the second article. If I click here, it shows the content of the first article. Resourceful routing. Rails provide a method to generate the CRUD related routes instead of writing single like we did in the previous section. Just write resource articles routes, and then instead of these three, just write resource article, and then now if you try to find the routes, you can see all these routes are generated automatically by just writing resource routes. Rails also provides some helper method like this. Instead of slash article and then id, you can write article path and then article object. This will create slash articles and then id automatically. Let's quickly use this line and index, and here, okay, instead of this I'm just pasting this line, and now if I just reload it, it's the same thing. Similarly, it also provide another helper as link to, which also generate the anchor tag. So just copy this line, and instead of these all these, we can just use this line to generate all these things. You can see link to and then article title and then article object. It will generate the code similar to this. Let me remove this and now go back to my application, reload it. You can see it's the same thing. Okay. And if you see the source code, you can see it has the same thing. Now let's quickly create a new article. For that we need to create two methods, new and create. Let me copy this and paste in the articles controller. Here you can see we have new, where we are simply creating the article object, and then in the create we are creating article object and then saving it and then redirecting it to the articles show path. Now next we need to create the new.html.erb file, and let me copy it and then create a view file new.index.html.erb, and inside it we need to write these content. Let me quickly go through it. So here it's just h1, and then we are creating with a form and then providing a model as article. So this article is coming from here, and then inside form dot label title and then text field. Okay, these all are associated with Rails form, and then label text area and then form dot submit. So let's go here and then write articles and then new. Here you can see we have a form to create a new article, and if you create the source, you can see these are the source. It generates the simple HTML content. There's a very important concept of strong parameters for some security reasons. Now, let's use that. Here is that line. Okay, let's copy this and then here, let me just paste this and we will create a private method as a def article params and then this and here what we need to do is params dot require dot article and only permit title and then body. So this is the implementation of strong parameter where we are only filtering those parameters that we required. Now let's add some validation and display some errors. Here in the article model, let me copy this and then do article and here paste. Here we validate that the title should be present and inside the body it should be present and with a minimum length of 10. So and we need to update the form to basically show this error. So let me do new.html and here, so let me update this. Okay, okay, let me just copy and then paste. Here we just added these extra lines where we are showing if there is a error in creating the article and then for title then display the message like this, same for the body. Okay, now let's try to run that. Here I am not giving any title and I'm just giving this is a body and let's try to create. Here you can see title can't be blank error and okay this and third article and now if I just give this much you can see the body is too short. Okay, this is third article body. Let me give the valid content and let me run this. Here you can see the third article is created and in the article list we can see third article. So finally in the index page we are just adding that path to create a new article. Here you can see we don't have any path to create new article and let me go to index and then below this let me add this. You can see link to and then new article and then new article path. Okay, this will generate the slash articles slash new. You can see here. Okay, now let's update the article. For that we need to add two more methods, edit and then update. Let me go to controller and then add edit and then update. Here in the edit we are just trying to find that article based on the id param and in the update we are capturing that article and then update it with just the updated params. For the view part, that is edit.html.erb, let me go here and then use this. It will be same as that we have in the new. Let me copy it. Let me copy it and then paste in the edit.html.erb instead of new, just edit. And now let's uh, use this and then just do edit here. And here you can see third article and then this is the third article body and let me run this with updated text and then update the article and this is updated. Now we come into another important concept called as partial. So what is partial is, here you can see we have new.html.erb and this content and this content is almost same. So the partial is a way to extract this content into another file and then we can use that file content in these two files. So let me remove this and then let me create a another file form.html.erp. In Rails, the name of the partial file started with the underscore. And now let me paste here. And now we can use this partial inside our file as render form and then article and then article. Okay, and inside the underscore form we just need to use only article instead of at the rate article, and same copy this and paste this here instead of hold those form content. And now if I do reload, is the same thing. New article, same, and here I did okay, same, updated to okay, since here you can see, and all the list is here. Finally, in the article show page, we can have the link to edit the article. Let me go to show.html.erp and then here just paste this, and here if I click on the article, then you can see the edit is there and I can go here. Now let's proceed with the deleting the article. To delete the article, we need to create another method as destroy. Let me go to article controller here and then add it as a destroy method. Here we are finding the article and then invoking the destroy method on it. That's it. And then in the article show page, we need to just add a link to destroy this article. Where is the show here? And then okay, so here use this. Here you can see link to destroy and then article path and then particularly article, and inside the data we have to give the method as delete, because this will basically invoke the URL with delete as HTTP method, and this line will ask for confirmation before the delete. So let's see. Here you can see destroy is there, and now here you can see it is asking me whether I'm sure to delete this article or not. Let me click on the OK, and I'm going back to the article list, and the third article is destroyed. So that's all for this getting started. Here in the guide you can see we can generate other model as well, like comment, and then perform other operations like associations, and then we can have comment in the article and all this. So you can proceed with this. For this getting started video we are done. Let's me quickly recap. We have created a article list where we can list all the articles. We can create a new article with a new article link here, and then we can add the article content as like this, and fourth article body, and then we can have delete button or edit to update the article and delete the article. That's all in this getting started with Rails video. I hope you like it and enjoyed the video, and hope that you will start with Rails. See you in the next video.